go ahead and start our playlist for today. All right, welcome everybody. If you're joining us after the fact here, welcome to barre class. All you need today is your mat, a chair. If you have a set of light weights, that'd be great, but not necessary by any means. I'll give you options. Let's start with our feet in parallel position, ground into your heels. Everybody, take your shoulders up to your ears and then just let them drop. Do that 2 more times. Shoulders up to the ears and let them drop. 1 more time. Shoulders up and let them drop. Let's take a deep breath in, both arms overhead. Now go ahead and clasp your right hand and just gentle tug as you reach up and over to the side. And then let's go right to the other side. A little bit of a clasp on the left arm. Slight reach here. And then come back through center. Let's take arms overhead again, deep breath. This time we're going to take chin to chest, roll down. Don't worry about how far you go. Inhale, exhale, roll it back up. The point here is to start to get some movement in the spine. Inhale, you can even reach your chest up a little bit. And then exhale, chin to chest. We reverse that curve, roll it down, push into your heels as you exhale and roll up. 1 more time. Chin to chest, roll it down. Maybe you come a little bit farther this time and just hold it here for a moment. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee, just pedaling through each leg a couple of times. Your hands can be on your shins, they might be on the floor, whatever feels good to you right now. And then let's come back to both legs straight, roll it up, and then arms come by your side. We're gonna lift our heels into a releve, arms sweep up, and then exhale, push your heels down. We'll do that to tempo. It's up, down, lift your heels, lower, releve. 3, so finding a balance challenge here. Now we keep going, we just add a little knee bend at the bottom. So it's up, knee bend, up, knee bend. So I'm keeping my shoulders over my hips. This is just a little plie. Up, knee bend. 4, 3, 2, last one. Go ahead and stand tall. Now step your right leg back. Find a little lunge squat here. So I've got my front knee over my ankle, back knee under my hip or a little bit farther back, and then I'm going to square my hips forward as best as I can. And take my arms forward, shoulders melt away from the ears. Drop your knee down a little more. 3 pulses here, and then we step our feet together. 2, 1, feet together. Now let's set it up on the other side. So we'll do it really slow here, getting into it, and then we're just going to go back and forth. You've got your right knee over your ankle, left knee under your hip, arms forward, shoulders down. 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1, step it in. Right to the other side. And as you can see, I'm finding this movement too. I'm a little wobbly. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, step it in. So if you find that you're wobbly, you might take your feet a little bit wider. So I always say about hips distance, but you can go a little wider if that's better for your balance. Next time we step back, I'm going to take bow and arrow arms toward the knee that's in front. Pull, reach, so you add a little twist. You keep your hips shining forward. And again, you're twisting toward the front knee. Pulsing, pull, pulse, stand. Now maybe you open your arms a little more and you can take your gaze behind with you. Open, front, step, back, open, front, step, pulse, pulse, pulse. 1 more each side. So we're opening the shoulders, getting some thoracic movement, and hold it here. Click your heels together. We're gonna do a little rinse repeat here, but now we're in our turnout from the hips. Start with your releves, arm side, lift, lower. Breathing through it. I realized my heart rate got way up with those lunges. 2 more just like this, just working the releves, heels click at the bottom. Now we add that little knee bend at the bottom. It's releve, plie, releve, releve, plie. Shoulders stay over hips. 2 more. Last one. Now hold your plie. Arms come, hug a beach ball in front of you, shoulders melt. We're gonna step to the right, open to a wide plie, close your feet, open to the other side. Center, side, center, side. So I forgot my little right-left cheat sheets. So if I'm saying right and I'm going left for you, just imagine that I'm your mirror. Open, because it's all backwards for me. Okay, now we're gonna find those 3 pulses, just like before. We pulse, 3, 2, 1, step it in, pulse 3, 2, 1, narrow V, open. So I'm never straightening my legs here. Might not look like much, but I know and you know it's a cardio challenge. And close. Now can we add a little twist here? So you're gonna twist and center in. Twist away from your center line and in. Pulse, twist, pulse, in. Same rules apply. We're keeping our hips shining forward, seeing if we can rotate from the heart. So take your arms out of the equation. Can you move from your rib cage? And of course, breathing as always. 1 more each direction. And out, twist, hold here, take it up. Feet come wider than your hips. Toes point forward. Take your arms behind you. Maybe you have a cape. You can clasp if that feels good to you. Let your heart open a little. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward. So we're in a forward fold. And I find I get a lot more out of this stretch if I reach my tailbone back and I reach the crown of my head forward, thinking about length, and then bend your right knee a little, and then bend your left knee a little. So getting a little more stretch on the inner thighs. And then come back through center. Exhale, lift back up. Heel toe your feet in. Let your arms roll back a couple of times, shoulder rolls. Okay, so we're going into our planks. But we're gonna start them and combine them with a sumo squat. So I want you to turn and face, I think it's left for you. No, it's right for you. Just mirror me. You're gonna take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Sit back into your sumo squat. So if you need to move your chair out of the way like I did, go for it. You're reaching your tailbone back. Your knees are tracking toward your 3rd toe. So peek down, make sure they're not collapsing in. If anything, you might need to push them out a little bit more. And then sink down into your squat, push into your heels as you come up. Let's do that tempo for 8. It's down. You can find a prayer position as you sit back. Up to you, whatever feels good for the arms. 4, 3, 2. Now let's hold our squat low. Here we go into our bar burpees, okay? So this is just an option. You can stay with those sumo squats. That's a great exercise. Otherwise, bring your hands down to the mat. You're gonna step the foot closest to me back, and then step your back foot back. Look at that, we're in a plank. Then we step the foot closest to me back in, step your back foot in, and then come through your low sumo squat, and then we lift up. Find a power pose. Now we do that tempo. So it's down, hands down, back foot back, front foot back. Step it in, sit, reach, squat, hands, front leg. Step it in, squat. So keep going. If this is too fast, slow it down. If it's not fast enough, speed it up. Keep it going. Just move. Step it in, sit. And then I'm trying to remember to alternate my feet, but don't overthink it. Your heart rate's getting up. Let's do 1 more each direction. Step it in, squat, reach. So I don't know about you, I'm getting a great stretch here. And of course it's a challenge. Squat, reach. Now take it to your sumo squat. Hold it here. Find that alignment again. So I had to take my feet in just a little bit more. Pulse, back. Hands come to prayer position, but roll your shoulders away from your ears. 1 inch up and down. Breathing through it. We're gonna go down for one more plank and just hold it to finish our warm up. For 4, 3, 2, good. Bring your hands down to the floor. Now just step back to your plank. Think about reaching through the crown of the head, pushing the floor away. Shoulders melt away from the ears. Lift your heart a little bit more. Tiny bend, maybe not even visible in the elbows. Reaching through the feet. For me, that means activating my legs. So kneecaps reaching up toward the ceiling, holding. You can have your knees down if that feels better. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips come up toward the ceiling. You need to walk your feet in a little, go for it. Find your downward dog. Reach your tailbone up and back. Pedal your heels a few times. And I said I was cold before, but that is no longer true. I am very warm now. Go ahead and walk your feet in. I knew it would happen. Hold your forward fold for just a moment here. Nice deep breath in, and then soften your knees. On your next exhale, start to roll it up nice and slow. Arms reach overhead at the top. Big deep breath in, and exhale. Okay, I'm warm. I hope you're warm. We are going to go right into our bar work today. And if you're using weights, you're going to grab either one weight or two. So we're going to do one arm at a time combined with our bar work. You decide what's going to work for you. So this feels a little heavy to me. So I'm actually going to ditch one of my weights. But I invite you to level up a little bit if you feel like you want to go for it today. You're going to start in your narrow V position. So remember, you're rotating from the hip. Doesn't have to be super wide. Take a little plie. Check your alignment. Knee towards your third toe. Elbow comes in by your side. And let's all sink down to our lowest plie for right now. Squeeze your heels together. Bring your arm up so it's, you've got, you're kind of like flush with the floor here. Shoulders melt away. We're going to take 1 inch movement. Arms and legs down, up. So it's a small lift as you lower your body. Keep squeezing your heels together, whether they're lifted or not. And remember, I'm going to keep mine up, but you can always take yours down if that feels better. Keep it going. We're going to generate some heat here. Then we'll flush it out with big movement in a moment. So I can't wait to check in with you to see if you can see me better. I realized that wearing plant-colored green pants right in front of my plants, maybe I need to rethink that next time. 4 more, keep it small. 3, in 2 we go bigger. Keep squeezing your heels together. Here we go. All the way down, up, down. Okay, so here's where you explore that fuller range of movement. Feels good after the little pulses. And I want you to resist the arm on the way down. Think about maybe squeezing the heels on the way up. Okay, we have 8 more here. Maybe you go a little lower. Squeeze your heels. Resist your arm. Light touch on your chair. Maybe no touch. Balance challenge is awesome. 2, 1, and take it up. Step out to your wide plie. First, I want you to just check your alignment. Knees toward the third toe, shoulders over hips, grounding into your heels, chair if you choose. Your arm is going to come up now, like a goalpost. As you stand, you ground into your standing foot. Point your toe, find your sort of dancer foot. Tap the floor in front of you. Sweep it back to your plie. Elbow comes in with that tap. Plie. Now we go tempo. Plie, sweep. And it's just a little tap with the foot. So see if you can generate some energy into your standing heel. That is your support. 4 more. 3, 2. Now hold it out. Arm comes up. We pull the elbow down as we just tap the toe to the side. Let's do a few slow. Plie, arm up. Pull that lever, tap your toe. Let's go tempo now. It's plie, tap, plie, tap, pull. So as you pull, if you can think about activating the lat on the left side of your body, plie, tap. New beat. We have 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now hold your plie. Just want you to bring your elbow down, palm up. Your elbow is pulled right into your torso. Sink down. Hand taps back, back. You're just holding the legs. And now we add a knee tap back, back, back. Maybe you come a little lower. We have 8 more. Do you want to sink down a little more? Do you need to back off? 4, 3, 2, and take it up. Okay, feet come parallel now. Hand on the chair, light touch. I've got 2 11s when I look down. I'm gonna bring my elbow in front of me, but shoulder stays more or less relaxed. Knee comes up as I reach up into full extension with that arm. I'm trying to keep my hips level. Then, I sweep the arm and the leg back. And I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see this. I'm actually hinging, and also I need to adjust because, yeah, I just kicked my plant. So it comes up and back and reach. You find a full hinge as you lean. You're trying to keep your hips level. Take it back, keep going. Take it up, take it back. Now we're gonna stay at this tempo, back, because I want you to explore every inch of this movement. So it's up, knees together, reach, knees together, up. Find the length. Don't worry about how high your leg is. Really, the leg should be in line with your torso. So you create that long diagonal line in the body. Reach, up. And same thing with the arms. Reach it long and reach, up and reach. Keep going. Now I know your standing leg is feeling the work here. Try to keep your hips nice and level, and back, and up, and back. 2 more. All the way up. Reach it long. Take it up. Now hold the long reach. You can actually take your bottom weight, just let it hang there for a minute. Circle your leg one direction for 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse. This is going to come back later. You'll see. For 3, 2, 1. Now come back up for a moment. You have the option to take the weight behind your knee if you're using a weight. Otherwise, you're hinging forward, bent knee, flex your foot. I'm going to turn to the side again so you can see what this looks like. You can have your hand on your hip, level square your hips, little press, back and up, back and up. Press, press, press. I know your standing leg is so tired. We're almost there. 2 more sets of little pulses here, then we get to take a break. 2, 1. Grab that weight if you had it. Woo! Just bring it over to the other side here. And then let's take a quick stretch. Cross your outside ankle above your knee. Sit it back. Shoulders down. Then we're going to take it up and switch to the other side. All right, so we're going to do that all over on the other side. Take your chair over. I'm going to run out of the frame for 1 second because, see, I've got my new setup here. I forgot to bring my clock. So I have no idea what time it is. So keep going. Get yourself set up on side two. All right, we're good. Fortunately, my clock was just in the other room. I know that your time is valuable. I want to make the most of it. Find your narrow V here. Heels together, opening at the hips. Sink down to your plie, check your alignment. Elbow in. Bring the arm up a little bit. We're going to find that small range. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Okay, option to lift your heels. We're keeping it small. You can imagine that you're pulling up to go down. And then think about activating the heels. Knees are drawing back. Light touch on the chair if you're using it. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, in 2, we go full range. Here we go, all the way down, up, up. So now you explore the full movement. So I like to think about squeezing my heels a lot on the way up. That creates this line of energy. It goes all the way up the midline of the body. It can help you stand taller. It's activating all of the muscles on the inside of your legs. It's a good feeling. Okay, 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, last one. Go ahead and step it out to your wide plie. Check your alignment. You know what to do now. Set it up, make it work for your body. Gold pulse arm. Couple slow. Ground into your standing heel, sweep the toe forward. Step it out, find your plie. 1 more slow, finding on the side, and take it out. Let's go tempo. Plie, sweep. So really the challenge here is keeping your torso stable while you've got these levers on the outside moving, and you're trying not to throw off that center stability. So you're trying not to bring your hips with you as you sweep the foot. Trying not to bring your ribs with you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. Breathe through it. Hold your plie. Now the arm goes up. As we pull down, we just tap to the side. 1 more slow. Reach it up as you plie. Pull it, tap to the side. Tempo. Plie. Tap. Make that tap intentional. So that's work too. You know, every time we point the foot, we're working our foot muscles, our ankle mobility. It's all good. Okay, we have 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring it in. Oh, actually, no, don't bring it in. Come back out to your plie. I forgot. We have to do that hold here, where we take it down to your lowest point, palms up, elbow in, tap the arm back. Don't want to miss out on that on this side. We're actually working the rotator cuff a little bit here. It's subtle and it's important. Now tap the knees back. Knees follow your hand. 8 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it up. Now take it up. Feet parallel. We're gonna find that knee up. Now right away, just notice, is that throwing off your alignment? If your hip is popping out toward the chair, tuck it in under your torso. We take it down, reach the foot back, find the length, bring it in, reach it up. Let's go tempo. It's knees together, reach back. Knees together, reach up. So with the leg, we find extension, then we find flexion. With the arm, we're going straight both directions with a little bend in the middle. Reach it long. No need to rush through this. If you find that little millisecond hover with the knee there, you might notice your hamstrings a little more. Reach. So keep the bend, then extend. Reach. Take it up. Reach it back. 4 more sets. Long torso. You can envision a line dotted from the crown of your head through your foot. That was the last one. So here's where, if you'd like, oh no, I forgot the circles. I think I'm thrown off by my new space, so just bear with me today. Go ahead and reach your leg behind you. Weight can just hang down for a moment. Level hips, circle the leg. 8, 7, doesn't matter what direction. We're going both directions. Now opposite direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now take it up. That was just a little bonus. If you would like to take the weight behind your knee, go for it. Then I'm going to turn again just so you can see. You can stay where you are. I'm going to level out my hips. That hip will try to pop up. Keep it closed. And then flex your foot. Press. Backing up. Still got that long line from the crown of the head through the tailbone. Shoulders are relaxed. So work what we're working and see if you can find ease somewhere else in the body, like the face, the jaw, the shoulders. Keep pressing back. The good news is we just have 8 more. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it up. Grab that weight. Set your weights down in front of your mat. And then we have that quick stretch. So outside leg crosses above the knee. Sit it back. That is a nice release. And then take it up. Sit it back. Okay, we got one more thing before we say goodbye to our chair for a moment. I want you to turn it around. We're gonna do some lunge squats, okay? So your feet are parallel under your hips. Now you need to measure this out for yourself, so let's all do that. The leg closest to me, you're gonna either step it back to the floor, in which case you don't even need the chair, and you're gonna do your lunge squat right here, knee over ankle. I invite you to take the foot up to the chair, and here's where you might need to scoot to find your sweet spot. Shoulders relaxed. You're in a little bit of a hinge. Sink it down. So I'm going to move forward just a little bit. Find the place for you to take it 1 inch down, up, up. You're pressing through your standing heel. You've got the tripod of the ball of your foot to support you there too. And just go deep here. 7, 6, 5, it's small. 4 more. In 3, we're going to take it to a 2 count, find a fuller range. Here we go, down for 2. Down, down, all the way up. Down, down, all the way up. Down, down, all the way up. Down, down, up, up. 4 more here. And up. So you probably, if you have your foot up, you're not going quite as low as you would in a regular lunge squat. That's fine. I know you're feeling it in other ways. And take it up. Switch your feet. So again, up to you. This lunge squat that we typically do might be the best thing for you right now. Otherwise, get the top of your foot on the chair wherever it feels good to you. For me, it's like right behind the toes. Level out your hips. Find that slight hinge. Gaze us forward. Sink down to your edge, and here's where we do 1 inch down. Up, down, up. And just like before, so I felt my shoulders creeping up, you can let them go. Let your legs do the work here. Of course, your torso is supporting you. Okay, we have 8 more here. 8 more little ones. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go to 2 count. It's down, down, all the way up. Get your legs straight. So I'm not sure if you can see, but my legs are shaking. That's the intention. And up. 4 more, nice and slow. And up. Down, down. 2 more. Dig deep, breathe into it. Last one. And take it up. Go ahead and face me. Find that wide stance again, just like in the warm-up, toes forward. Sweep your arms back. Maybe clasp your hands. Hinge forward. And shimmy your hips side to side here. And then maybe you get the shoulder dip involved so you can get a little bit of rotation at the rib cage. And then come through center, hands on the floor, roll it up. Okay, leave your chair there. We're gonna come back to that in a moment. Come down to your knees, if that feels okay for you. If you don't wanna do knees today, then I invite you to just stand up and take a chair squat. That's gonna basically mimic what we're doing on our knees here. If you have weights and you'd like to use them, we're gonna do a little bit of kneeling core work here. So you can start with your knees hip distance apart, your weights just at your hips to start. Now you're gonna sit back just to a hover and take it up. Do a couple slow. I'm gonna show you from the side what it looks like. I'm actually trying to keep my shoulders over my hips and then take it up. So you go as low as your knees are telling you it's right for your body to go. Take it up, a little faster. Down, up, down, up. Now if you want to add some arm work, as we go down, we hug, elbows in. Hug, pull, hug, pull. As you pull, think lats. Almost like a sideways row, activating under your armpits. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Take it up. Now reach your arms forward. We're going to slow it down. We sit back, lift it up. So you're just hovering your hips, lift it up. As we come up, let's pull it into a row. You reach your arms, pull to a row. Keep going. Reach and pull. If you're standing, you're doing the same thing. You're just doing it on your feet instead of your knees, and pull. A little faster. Reach and sit, pull it in. Okay, final layer. We're gonna add a twist. We're gonna go to your right. So we keep the left arm forward, pull back right, and then switch. Let your rib cage rotate. Keep your hips shining forward. Okay, 8 more. Starting here. 4 more. 2. Last one. Go ahead and set your weights down. You can stay up on your knees. Just one arm at a time sweeps in like you're rowing, I guess. You're drawing an infinity sign. Just let some of the tension go in the shoulder. Be dramatic. You can make it really big, or you can make it smaller. But I do want you to just let go of everything here for a moment. Sweep it in. All right, go ahead and scoot your weights out of the way. Keep your chair where it is. It's gonna come into play in a moment. You can scoot up even a little bit closer to it. We're gonna do some ab work here. We're gonna take those half rollbacks that we sometimes take. You can have knees bent, feet on the floor, or you can straighten your legs. I'm gonna do straight. That feels better on my hip flexors. You decide what's gonna work best for you. Maybe try it both ways. You start by sitting up tall, tall, tall. I can feel my sits bones pressing into the floor. Reach your arms in front of you, shoulders away from the ears. Take a nice deep breath in, and then you exhale. Tuck your tailbone as you curl it back, and then take it up. 3, 2, 1. Now we're just gonna do a few rollbacks here. Then we'll hold the halfway position. And what I wanna say is that if it feels better for your back to hinge instead of rolling, go ahead and do that. Tuck your tailbone. Now hold it halfway. So you're either in this tucked rounded position, or if it feels better for you, find the straight line hinge, okay? I'm gonna hang out here in this tucked pelvis position. I'm drawing my abs in toward my midline. They're already working, just holding here. And then we add some arms. Arm closest to me opens, and then back arm opens. So I'm gonna call this front arm, back arm. So I don't want your torso rotating here. So as your arm opens, the challenge is keeping the torso stable. And that's really the anti-rotation, which is working the obliques. Open, open. Maybe you decide you can go a little deeper. Like I just kind of realized I wasn't putting my all into it. Open, open. Good, let's do 8, try both arms. 8. Now, every time I exhale, that's when I'm pushing my hands together. I'm seeing if I can deepen the ab engagement. 2, last 1, and take it up. Nice deep breath in. We're going back for one more half roll back. Roll it down. If your legs are straight, you might notice I've got my feet flexed. Imagine you're pushing into a wall. Again, bent knees is a great option. That works better for you. Now we're gonna find our bow and arrow arms. So arm closest to me pulls back. And now I do want you to go ahead and rotate, but keep your back hip glued to the mat. Then reach, turn away from me, reach it forward. Twist at the rib cage, keep your hips steady. Pull, and then let's go a little faster. Here we go. Pull, reach, pull. Keep breathing. I like to experiment with the breath. So first I try the inhale on the twist. See if that helps me open up a little bit more in the ribs. But maybe try the exhale and see if you can go deeper in the twist. Let's do 4, 3, 2 more. Last one. And go ahead and take it up. Everybody just inhale, find length in the back, and then exhale, just relax. Okay. All right, so now we're all gonna bend our knees, come maybe just slightly closer to the chair. Don't worry, you can always adjust later. We're gonna roll it all the way down to the floor. Inhale, exhale, tuck it down, roll it back. See if you can feel one vertebra at a time, touching down to the floor. Arms come overhead. So I'm gonna scoot just a little bit closer to my chair because I actually want my toes to be able to come up to it. So we're gonna do kind of a dead bug series. It's a little different because we have the chair here. You're gonna have many options. So the first thing I want you to do is reach your fingertips up toward the ceiling and then lower. Plug them into the floor. Keep that contact with the floor here, okay? Even though the fingers are up, I want your shoulders to be stable but relaxed, okay? Take the knee closest to me up, and then take the arm farthest away from me, back as you touch the toes down, and then forward as the toes come up. So I'm not changing the angle of my knee. In, back, back, in. A little faster. Back, in, back. Okay, so here's your next option. You straighten the leg. You do the whole thing with a straight leg. So I'm not worried about my leg touching the chair. It's just there kind of as a reference. Now I'm in my neutral pelvis. We talk about this in barre class all the time. You're not tucking, you're not tilting. You're nice and stable. Now hold it here. You can always ditch the arm movement. You can always come back to that bend to make it work for you. I want you to flip your palm so that it's kind of more up toward the ceiling. You slide your leg out. I always say imagine you've got a shelf. Kind of do here because you have the chair. So the arm and leg go straight out to the side, and then take it in. We stay slow here. This is a lot of lumbopelvic stability. I want your hips to stay glued to the floor, or yeah, like your pelvis is glued to the floor. And in. Take it out. Now you can always take the leg higher if that feels better on your back. And this is actually our last one on this side. Go ahead and bend the knee, let it rest. After the leg work, I am like, whew, feeling that. Okay, so lift up your back leg now, the one furthest from me. We take that slow dead bug. Toes tap down, arm reaches back, and then bring it together. So you open the book, close the book, open it up, close. Now we go a little faster. Open, close, open, close. 4 more like this. If you're ready for that leg extension, go for it. I'm going to take 2 more like this, making sure that my hips are stable, my pelvis is neutral. Now I'm going to go for the longer leg. 6 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take it down, hold it there. I don't know why, it's psychological. I like to flip my palm the other direction as I slide out for 2, in for 2. Slide it out. So it's like you're drawing a line parallel with the floor as the leg goes out. And the challenge is keeping your other leg still level with your pelvis. So I'm kind of peeking at my knee here and trying to keep it wants to open out like this to create a counterbalance, which makes it a little easier. So I'm really working hard to keep that knee in line with my hip. We have 2 more. Take it out, exhale, take it in. I'm trying not to lift this hip up, and this is my hard side. And take it in. Go ahead and hug your knees in. Give yourself a rock side to side. Looking at the time again, happens every time. We're not going to get to our bridges with the chair, but you can do them later on your own if you want. Bridge lifts with the chair. Okay, so that's just a little bit of homework for you at some point. But I'm going to go ahead and move my chair out of the way to give myself room to stretch. Okay, so go ahead and just relax here for a moment. Take your arms out to the side. Let's let the knees just rock back and forth. And deep breaths in and out. When the knees come toward me, hold them there, press into your back foot, lift your hip a little. It's a stretch. I've been incorporating it into almost every bar workout. I think especially after ab work, it just feels so nice. Take them to the back, lift up, find that hip extension, and bring it back in. Go ahead and hug your knees in, either rock and roll up to seated, or just flip yourself over, however you can get there. I want us to come to an all fours position. So hands under your shoulders, shoulders melt away from the ears. You can take your knees sort of hip distance. We'll start with some cat-cows. So I want you to inhale, reach your tailbone up. As you do that, the middle of your torso sinks, your heart reaches forward, your gaze can come up. And then exhale, start with your tailbone, tuck it under. That creates the wave in your spine. Reach the middle of your back up, head hangs heavy. Inhale. So just go through a few more of those at your own pace, with your own breath. Inhale. And then exhale. And then come to a neutral spine here. The leg that's closest to me, reach that toe up. Your knee is still on the floor. You're just kind of pulling the heel in towards your seat. Now you're going to keep that, if you imagine the 4 points of your torso, you're going to keep them level to the floor. But you're going to go ahead and look at your foot as you reach it out a little bit. So you're getting a little bit of a bend here in the side. And then bring your toes over to the other side and look at them here. So we call this in Pilates wag the tail. You're looking at your foot as it comes back and forth, and the hope is that you're getting a really nice stretch through the torso on the side, the lateral torso in particular. One more time each direction. And then bring it back. Let's do the back leg. So start with the toes coming out toward the back. Gaze finds the toes. And then you switch and you look at your foot from the other side. It's kind of like peekaboo. have fun with it. I think if we can't laugh and be silly, then, you know, we've gotten too serious about things. One more time each direction. Nice. And then go ahead and tuck your toes under. We're coming through a downward facing dog. Reach your hips up. Have a few more stretches for us, and then we'll breathe and close it off. I realize that some of you may need to run to get back to work. So thank you for coming, for joining us today. Tailbone reaches up. Walk your feet in. If you can hang around for like 2 more minutes. We've got some nice leg stretches here. We're going to hold this forward fold, hands wherever it feels right for you. I want you to bend your back knee, the one farthest away from me, and then open up. Look at me, say hello, reach the arm up, and then bring that down. Let's take it the other direction. And take it down, one more each direction. Nice twist, finding energy in both directions. And then hold it here, bend your knees, roll it up, shoulders roll back. The leg closest to me, step it straight back, not too far. So I want feet about hip distance apart, even a little bit wider than that. Legs stay straight. First, I want you to level out your hips. They're shining forward equally. That means the hip closest to me probably needs to come forward a little. Sweep your arms behind, cape or clasp, and then just hinge forward. And so what we're going for is a big stretch up the front leg, which usually means, again, this hip forward, back hip nudges back a little bit. You can always come down deeper, keeping the length in your spine. Deep breath in, exhale, come back up. Step your feet, or just switch your feet, really. So again, it doesn't have to be a big step back. Level out your hips. If it feels good to take your arms behind, go for it. Otherwise, they can be on your hips. Hinge it forward. And then again, I'm gonna think about my hip closest to you coming back a little bit. Other hip coming forward. Maybe you go a little deeper. And then take it back up. And step your feet together. Let's just turn toward each other. Finish off with a few deep breaths in. Ground through your heels. Arms up. And exhale, grow tall. One more time. Inhale. Lift your heart slightly. Exhale, push the air away, grow tall. And we're done. Thanks for bearing with me as I sort of like lost my bearings there during this workout a little bit. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna stop the video. You can hang out for a second. I'd love to say hello